We had a tragic fire on May 6, 2021.
On May 6th, 2021, I got a call from our neighbor that said, Sue, I need to hand you to a fire marshal. And he said, Mrs. Boyd, your house is on fire. I called Dan right away. He was on the other side of school, and I said, Dan, our house is on fire. So he literally ran back. We got in the car and we rushed to the scene. When we pulled up, there were like 5 fire trucks there. Luckily, our neighbors were so sweet, and I sat across the street with them, kind of watched everything unfold. But eventually I went over and I was talking to the fireman, and I just kept saying, I don't care at all about the house. I don't care what's in the house, just get the cat out.
Pippin, he's a 3-legged cat to begin with, and I'm so glad that he's fine now.
They showed up still very much optimistic, still worrying about the students first.
We let the students know that we had a tragic fire and that we were going to still continue to teach, but we were going to have to deal with some life issues along the way.
They honestly hid it very well from us because they're so caring and loving of all of us. They kind of separated that from what they do here. It was just hard to hear that they were going through a rough time like that.
I had only heard about it as they showed up to help out with commencement, and I was honestly surprised because they were focused on helping the students, helping us, and they just were so caring. I was honestly just floored by it.
I mean, commencement is a big thing, not only for the school, but also for our program. And we do the live stream, and our students crew those positions. And so it's a big opportunity to have a major event in a major situation where they can show their skills.
And it was kind of just surreal thinking about how something so traumatic happened to them so recently, like just probably I think like a day or two like before doing commencement, and they were still there and it was like nothing happened. So it's just, I guess, a testament about their professionalism and how much they also care for not just us as their students but also this university.
It was an electrical fire. So there was a faulty outlet strip in our daughter's room. It was plugged in, it was underneath her bed. So the bed caught on fire. What went through my mind when I was watching the fire going up, I just said, I said, God, I don't care about anything, just get the cat out. And after that, I will have no bad feelings about this fire, and I do not have any bad feelings about the fire. I'm only finding goodness in it, I helped produce Celebrate Michigan. And while we always try to come up with cool topic ideas. And a lot of times they involve things that are going on in my life, because I find if I'm experiencing something, then other people probably are too, or haven't, and would like to know what it's like. So I called up Belfour and I said, could somebody come talk about, this? Thinking that we would get our contractor on, who we loved, And they called back and said, we want to do it, but we want the president and CEO, Sheldon Yellen, to do it for you guys. And we're like, okay, well, that was a bonus.
We heard about the story of Sue and Dan and the tragedy, the fire that they had at their home. And when we heard about the restoration process, and all during that process, they never ever wavered on their commitment to the students down here at Madonna University. When we heard about that, and I just asked one question, I said, so wait a minute, they're not available to help move their home along? The progress is being slowed down on their restoration because they're busy teaching students and they won't miss a day? I said, I want to meet these people. We wound up coming down to Madonna. We had a great interview down here. We got to meet the students. We got to see the passion, the heart that Sue and Dan have given to these kids, and we loved the environment.
We had no clue, though, that they were making us out to be the heroes. We're not the heroes. The heroes are the firemen put the house out. It would have burned completely to the ground if they weren't so diligent in their duties.
Not every day do we have students involved in the actual production of a episode for Hearts of Heroes, but we thought it would be a great idea to not only have Sue and Dan on camera, but to bring the students in and to get them gathered around, get them to be a part of it, get them to one day see themselves on TV. And a lot of the students here, they're learning what goes on behind the camera.
I've never been on a TV show set or anything. It was just very interesting to see all the positions and how life could actually be outside of BCA once we actually get out there in the real world.
If it wasn't for the support of all the people at Madonna, it would have been extremely tragic. It was difficult to deal with, but having the support structure with the Felician Sisters, with our friends, the faculty, the students, it made it easy to get through. It's been a rough year, don't get me wrong, but it really did help to have so many students supporting us, and also just the great support we've had from our fellow faculty.
One thing that we did was I reached out on Facebook and said that we had lost a lot of our Christmas stuff. So we had purchased a tree, and we said, you know what we want to do is we're going to ask if everybody could send us a Christmas ornament off of their tree so they could be a little part of our Christmas that year. And people just flooded us with Christmas ornaments. And the cool thing is now we have those ornaments that we could put up on our tree every year and remember that people were there for us. So that's a really awesome thing.